story, very few people who, new person?
There you go.
Thank
I thought you were saying.
Hi, my name is Anita Bridgeway. Tony called me on the phone about the news, so I decided to know what was going on because I was on to start my own business, and Tony and I was talking about it, so it's an opportunity for us to find out how we do it. What do I do? I don't know what I do. I do too much. Honestly, I can't put a name on what I do. I don't know if I'm a resource information networking something. Or what? A monitor, right? You know it, right? I manage my son's activities and the music videos and things like that. I help the community. I work with some homeless people. I do other things. I mean, I just figured if there was, yes, Tony, I do life insurance, I do mortgages. Anything else I do, Tony?
Well, see, you do mortgages, and he may need some, so.
Okay, so.
There we go. We have a lot of.
I got my bachelor's about 2 years ago in business, and I've just been trying to find what business is right for me. So I kind of like really dab in a lot of things, and if I could just find a way to get paid for helping people, because that's what I do the most, I'd be happy.
Okay. So first, I'm just going to start out with some good news. This is the latest data, and I read it today, so it's brand new. The business survival rates are up for small business. You know, you'll talk to a lot of people who tell you don't go into your own business because most businesses fail. Well, actually, 70% of all small businesses survive their first 2 years, and 51% survive the first 5. That's just incredibly awesome news. That came from the SBA, the Office of Advocacy today. Essentially, like Brian said, the recession is over. Let's stop thinking that there's a recession on. We may not feel it, but understand that it is done. It's over. The housing market's going to start coming up probably 4 to 6 months. So if you want to buy, they're saying buy now. Unemployment is what they call a lagging indicator. So the unemployment rate may even rise a little bit more, but what that's going to mean, people are starting to spend money, and I'm going to tell you the areas that they are, because some of you are perfectly positioned already to take advantage of that. So a lot of you, actually most of you are already in business. So of all of you who are, how many of you have a website? Okay, not enough. That's where we're going to start right now. Because you know what? Money, if you want to know where you can get money, talk to Stephanie, because it's state of New Jersey, it's federal. I can't really tell you. I can tell you you're not going to get money from a bank. I can tell you that. It's not going to happen. You want $100 million? As excited as you are to see me, that's not going to happen either. You know, you gotta start a little bit. It's more 80%, even in the best of times, unless you have some incredible technological invention, nobody gets money to start a business. No one. It just doesn't happen. When times are good, when times are bad. It's no worse today. Banks don't lend money to startups. So there are places to do it. There's an organization worldwide. Brian mentioned peer-to-peer lending networks, and that is a place where you kind of join a group and everybody kind of throws a little money in the pot, and 1 month it's your turn, and then you do it, and then you pay it back, and then what you pay back goes to her. And there's an organization called Kiva, KIVA.org. They have done this overseas for years and years and years, and they are coming to the U.S. So that's one of the ways. I'm not sure when they're coming, but if you just go on kiva.org, you'll be able to. Are they? Green Bank, Gramin, right?
Green Bank.
So that's, but you know, Stephanie can tell you there's a lot of special programs out there for minorities, for people who live in certain communities, for people who are going to set up businesses in parts of certain communities. I don't know New Jersey very well, so that's when you look at Stephanie, you go into your SBDC and you tap the expertise that's there. That said, okay, there's a lot going on that all of you, one of the things that has come out of the recession that is an advantage to everyone in this room, the one thing that has been lost here, and since we're all small and nobody really knows who we are, brand loyalty has gone away. So that's where a big brand may have had it over your cleaning business, you know, some Molly Maids or something might, oh, nobody cares about brands anymore. Brands have gone away because people started shopping value in the last 2 years, and they realized they got just as good a deal. So they don't care about the big brand name, so this is a chance for you to go in there and expose people to you and what you do. A lot of people, you know, you gotta build a brand. I have never believed in small businesses starting out building a brand. Because you're building a brand for what? You gotta build customer base first. After you have a customer base, you can start worrying about building your brand. But right now, you've got to figure out how you're going to attract customers. What are you doing? How are you offering your services or your products? How are you going to do that? Who's going to buy? You have to go through all the formula things about what do you charge? How can you, you know, how do you, and it's easier to charge for a product, like for clothing or something, because there's a cost and every industry has multipliers. So, you know, let's say there's a cost to this bottle of 10 cents, so there might be a multiplier of 7 times in the bottle industry. There might be a multiplier of 3 times in the notebook industry, or, you know, 10 times in the jewelry industry. I don't know what those are, but the information, every industry has a trade association, every single one. So if there's a book in the library called the Encyclopedia of Associations. The 3rd volume is a keyword index. So you might go and look up cleaning services, or the event planners could go and look up event planning, and you can see what the trade association for that industry is. And there might be several. Look at the one that has the highest membership, because that's obviously the one that has more people in it, is more active. And just call or email them or write to them, and they'll send you information on their industry. They obviously want to get you to join their association. There's a lot of advantages to that. They give you information. In some cases, you can get discounted insurance or discounted car rentals or other kind of perks like that. But those are the experts who know what's going on in your industry. And it's really important to keep in touch with industry trends like that. That said, I'm going to come back to the fact that most of you don't have a website. You cannot build a business if you don't have a website. It's not going to happen. I don't care what business you're in, where you live, what part of town you're in, because the whole thing that most of you have to realize, cleaning services are different. You can only clean in a local area, but you can sell party favors anywhere. You can ship those party favors any place across the country. And so if I'm living in California, I don't know that you exist unless I'm going to go online and find you. And so every one of you need to build a website. It's not expensive. There are templates out there. There's a lot of places you can go. Microsoft Office Live, they are one of my clients. I will disclose that. But Microsoft Office Live, if you go on Office, I think it's officelive.com, basically you can buy a domain name, build a website, they give you the templates, and I think it costs you nothing for year 1 and $15 in year 2.